Hey guys, Dave and Len here. We just played Guadalcanal, a combat boots game from Dark City Games. It was $13.99. It's essentially a micro game. The only complaint I have about the format is that the counters are uncut. I wish they would just charge like $2 more for die cut counters or something. And the map's pretty homemade. I mean, I'm not the greatest map maker, but I could have done a better job than this. This is just something they whipped up on their PC or something. And it uses the same map for every scenario, which is kind of weird. It really should have had more than one map because there's quite a few scenarios. Good things about the game is there's like for each mission, there's like it tells you historically why they were doing that mission and what they did, and then after you play the mission, there's a paragraph underneath it that tells you the historical aftermath. That's the best part of the game. That actually makes the game a lot of fun. You read about the mission, then you play it, and then you see what happened historically. That's definitely fun. The game's pretty easy to learn, but it's got opposed die rolls, which is okay for 2 players. But when I was learning the game, I was just playing solo. It was just a headache having to roll opposed die rolls by myself. When I played against him, it was okay, though. It wasn't bad. I got a kind of a vibe that possibly the people who made this game might have been Flames of War players, because that's got a lot of opposed die rolls, or maybe Warhammer players, or Warhammer 40k players, that's got opposed die rolls and stuff. But yeah, overall it's okay. It's not a great game, but it's okay, and it's easy to learn, and it costs very little. The only problem is you got to cut the counters out with the scissors. What'd you think of the game and the gameplay?
Okay, actually, it's a pretty decent game. If you don't have any games about the tactical level Guadalcanal campaign, this will be a good start. I have the Panzer Grenadier about it, and of course I'm grumbling about how they do it better, but I don't think anyone can get the Guadalcanal game. So
Panzer Grenadier, though, but by the time you read the rules for that, you could have played like every single scenario in this game before you read all the rules and understood them all for Panzer Grenadier.
My only real gripe is there's no command control difficulties, because in the scenario we played, the Japanese had a hard time coordinating the defenses. They didn't have radios or telephones between the units, and so some would be standing there waiting for orders while their next door neighbor is attacking unsupported. And of course that helped the Americans defend it. However, and the only other gripe is the counters are too close in color.
I agree. They're both shades of green, so half the time I was, well, I didn't say half the time, but there were several times where I almost moved his units and he almost moved my units.
Yeah. They can do, but like I said, if you don't have any game about the subject, this is a good one to get. So, and you probably like the contested die rolls. It's
got some other interesting rules, like there's air power in this in some of the later scenarios and stuff. And basically with the air power you can bomb, and there's also air-to-air combat. It all takes place off the board and stuff, but I don't know if that feature was really necessary, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah. Well, the artillery is as effective as it should be. Well, in this one, I remember the Japanese did bombard, but it was ineffectual. They kept on missing the area that the Marines were based in. So, like I said, if you don't have a game on a subject, this is a good one to start with, and it'd be easy to play. They have enough scenarios. Maybe I wish they had a few different maps, and but like I said, decent enough.
Yeah. As far as this company, Dark City Games, this is probably the first game of theirs that I played. Like I said, it's okay. My suggestion to them is, also on the back of the book, they got the text there written on top of the picture, and it's really hard to read. So maybe they should have like a window there or a background behind the text or something. But yeah, like I said, the game's all right. But for them, I think they should increase the component quality and at least have die cut counters, and maybe pay someone who's a professional to make the map instead of this. But But I think if they just those two things alone, I think they'd be able to raise the price of the game to probably $15.99, and they'd probably sell more copies because there are people out there. I personally don't look forward to buying games with counters I have to cut out with a scissors, but I will. There's some people out there who just won't buy them at all. So I mean, if they get die cut counters, I think their sales are going to increase significantly. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree on that point.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.